star you are, yeah. Time to shine, time to shine. Shine bright, be the star you are, yeah.
Hi, Kuya Ed!
Ate Mick, ginugulat mo ako eh. Lagi
Hi,
ako
Kuya
nauuna.
Ed! Of course!
Ate Mick, I
Of
have
course.
the event hangover.
Yes. So how many of you guys out there still has a hangover from our first anniversary party? So hashtag MDP if you still have a hangover, because we all haven't gotten over it. Right, Kuya Ed?
Yeah,
Oh
awesome
my
night.
gosh. Oh my gosh. So, are you ready, Kuya?
Yeah.
Yes, you can see, can you tell I have microbladed my eyebrows,
Kilay effect.
right? Yeah, courtesy of our steadfast supporter, Miss Olivia Keto Co. Skincare Med Spa.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. So thank you so much for all of those steadfast supporters like Miss O. You know, marami sila, so we're not gonna mention them one by one this time. Right, Kuya Ed?
Sinabi mo eh.
But if you're watching out there, tell your friends to come and watch, because if they haven't gotten enough of our performers from last Saturday's first anniversary party, they are here. Some of them are actually here with us tonight, and we're going to get to know them on a personal level.
Wow.
Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and if you're watching live, hashtag live. If you're watching the replay, hashtag replay. Right,
Yes.
Kuya? You want to introduce them one by one?
One by one.
Yeah, one by one.
One by one. Ladies first.
Yes, ladies first. Anong masasabi mo tungkol sa ating first ladies? Yes.
Unscripted dito ah.
Oo, unscripted talaga kasi sira yung computer ko, wala yung script
Naku
ko.
naman. Ilabas na natin yung idol of idols. One of my favorite all the way from Antelope Valley. Right?
Wala siya dito.
Sabay ganun, wala.
Well, yeah, we have another lady in the house, and her name is Miriam. And a lot of people were saying she was channeling Aaliyah, who's a favorite of everybody. Favorite talaga nila si Aaliyah. But she writes her own song. She writes and composes her own music. And she has a number of different singles out there. And so let's all welcome. She is super local, like in LA, Miriam Price. Hi, Miriam.
Hello.
How are you doing?
Hello.
Good. Thank you so much for that introduction and for having me.
Yeah. So how have you been? Long time no see. We haven't seen you in like 4 days.
I know. Oh, it was so good though. I had such a good time. The lineup was just fantastic. And Kuya Ed needs his own show, to be honest. He did a great job.
Was that you who told me that?
Yeah, that was me. I told you that.
Because I'm so busy. I know somebody told me, hey, Kuya Ed, you need your own show.
Yes, he was a fantastic
Oh
host.
no, I cannot leave Ate Mick.
Yes,
Yeah.
I think too. Yes, you guys are the best duo. So thank you so much for having me.
Yeah, and so we have our next guest, and oh my gosh, so he was one of those. So we said we're gonna have like surprise guests, right? And so he was one of those surprise guests. I mean, like he literally walked in, and I'm like, oh my god, and like really like grabbed him, and I was like, oh my god, you have to sing tonight. I'm like, I'm not gonna let you go home unless you sing, right?
Yes.
Yes, and so everybody, let's all welcome professional singer and gospel recording artist, Mr. FELSON PALAD.
Ta-da!
Hello.
Hi.
Hello.
The
Welcome.
amazing.
Like this is the first time that we actually have FELSON live in our virtual show,
Oh,
Yeah.
right?
correction. I had one with you guys. I sang "You Are the Sunshine of My Life." I think it was around May, and it was a
Yeah, you
good one.
you've been on our show twice before, but not in an interview
Oh
setting.
Interview
yes,
part.
yes.
Yeah,
Tama,
this is your
tama.
first time.
Yeah, yes.
Yeah.
Wait,
So what can you
congratulations, Nick.
say? What can you say about our show? Thank you so much.
One, I am so amazed of how you handle people and how you coordinate events. The Noy Pits downtown LA is not as big as like other Noy Pits, but
Mm-hmm.
people were enjoying. They're in the beat, and the atmosphere is just happy. And congratulations to Ed too. Ed is very very good MC.
Took
Grabe,
one.
grabe. I'm so proud I look
Thank you.
forward
Thank you.
that in the future mas marami tayong magagawang mga malalaking events because I think Filipinos now are because of Nick Diaz productions and concerts here and there, and I think yung mga Pilipinong mga artists pumupunta na nga sa Amerika ngayon. I
Yep,
think we're gonna have a blast
that's
here.
right.
Yeah, and so that's something that we should all look forward to, right? And like
Yeah.
in Nick Diaz presents, there's always room for a lot of new connections, collaborations, and ways in which we engage with art and with each other. And so our next two guests are two of the most amazing people on planet Earth, and they both met because of our show. They both met in our show, and they ended up collaborating, and it was like a match made in heaven. But no, they don't have babies. They have a new single out, and oh my gosh, like I am like one of the proudest people. I mean, yeah, I'm really really proud of both of them. So let's all welcome them. Okay, I'm gonna say this, like best in R&B, Honoré, and best in hip hop, KNOWA LAZARUS, who's only one half of New York. So let's all
No,
welcome them.
no baby shit, huh?
Hashtag
No baby
Honoré,
shit.
everybody, and hashtag Noah, KNOWA. Let's just all bring them together because you can't say Noah without Honoré, and you can't say Honoré without Noah, right? Right, Miriam?
Right, right.
Ta-da!
Hello.
Yoi. Here, I think I have
Oh my
a.
gosh, you guys are so
Hey!
awesome.
What's up,
Yo,
Noah?
what's up, guys? What's up, y'all? How's everybody doing?
All right. Great tandem.
Yes, can you believe it? I mean, like when that song came out, like when I heard it, I was like, "Oh my gosh, this is so awesome!" And like the play on words. But I'm not gonna explain. Like I'll let you guys explain it. I'll let you explain how all of that happened. So let's start with Honoré.
Well, thanks, Ate. Just great and proud to be here tonight amongst these amazing artists right here. Kuya Ed, what's up, my brother? Yeah, this is an amazing experience to be able to just be around my peoples. It's important to me that I continue to connect with my Pinoy side. It's something that I've been doing for a while, and I enjoy it. So just hooking up with you, Ate, Mick, it's just been a wonderful experience. And when we were sitting at that table, eating all that food, and I got my vegan goodies, and Noah, he's like munching over there, and it was great. Just being able to collaborate with like-minded people. And so for me, I'm always thinking forward. Like I want to connect, I want to create. I'm here in the studio now. And Noah and Q York, I've been fans of those guys for a while. Like they're amazing, nothing but love and respect for those for that team right there. So when I felt I had the opportunity to collaborate, I had this song in my arsenal called Cassette, and it was really hip hop based, and me doing my thing on it and producing it. I just felt like, wow, it was great. Like I worked on it, I finished it, but it wasn't really complete. There was something that was missing, and then hanging out with Noah, and we talked about it. It just, for me, it's just like there's no brainer kind of things. I got God puts these ideas in my head, and he was like, yo, if you can connect with Noah, get him on the track. And he came to the studio and he knocked his stuff out. Like he came in and blessed it, and it was like, whoa, the song is legit. And it's such a great collaboration between R&B and hip hop. And when you get those two entities, that his 150% and my 150%, it's unstoppable. So we did it, really excited. And then at your 1 year anniversary, Ate, we debuted it. It felt right. And Noah was just like, I'm such a fan of his. I'm telling you, he's a legend in my eyes. He represents so well for our Pinoy community, and I'm very proud to work with him. So it was just kind of like, I'm like a fan, but now it's like, now we're brothers. We got this amazing track, and once we really release it and get the video going, it's going to be unstoppable. We're going to be worldwide with this one.
Yoy. Thank you, bro, for the kind words. Yeah. and of course, happy anniversary to you, Mick, and Kuya Ed. Great job you guys are doing for the community, and big shout outs to Miriam and Felson, and of course Honoré, yo. I mean, yeah, he sent me that song, and I was like, yo, let's do it. Yun lang. I mean, me, I'm all about like energy, and just seeing great talent and people passionate about what they do, and not just being passionate, but also moving with passion and purpose. It's infectious, and music is something we live and breathe, and just to be able to share that, like we didn't make babies, but we made beautiful music. That's what it's all about.
Yes.
Yeah.
There was a baby that came out of this whole thing, regardless. And so speaking of like making music with passion and purpose, Felson has been singing. Right, he's been singing, and he actually sings to senior citizens every day. And so, like, speaking of purpose, like that's his job, like his daily job. So, can you tell us more about that, Felson?
Well, just to tell you the background of my music, I was actually a biology teacher in the Philippines, and I was singing on the side in the church. And so I was a worship leader, and then they brought me to Israel. From Israel, they invited me if they asked me if I wanted to like minister to the seniors, and I didn't know what was that about, and I just said yes, And I came here as an artist, a gospel recording artist, and then on the side I was singing, to the elderly like once a day or once a week, and then it grew to like 45 facilities. Now I'm singing like 2 to 3 times a day. And I sing to them like crooners and, some Elvis and stuff. But I always end up singing towards the last part of my playlist, gospel songs. Because I always believe that music needs to be inspirational, encouraging, and it's something eternal. In the Bible, music is eternal, because when we die, God said that we're gonna sing in heaven, and we need to be practicing here and making it purposeful. And I always believe in good music, because there are trashy music. I say that, and our talent needs to add value to people, not just make them entertained. But I always challenge myself when I sing that if I sing, would they go out of the room like encouraged, inspired? Are they like, I want to move forward in life? And that's what I get whenever I sing. Just earlier, I had this conversation with an elderly in one of the facilities I sing to, and she said, I was a musician, and when I heard you sing, you were like, oh, I'm in the game again. She felt that way, and these seniors are like in the edge of their lives, and they feel like hopeless and whatnot. And I guess that's music. We give hope, we encourage people, and I'm sad of some of the music that I would hear that they encourage suicide, and I advocate life. And my first single here in the States is "Pain Is a Victory" song, and I rap there. It's very far from what I'm doing. You can check it out. Pain is a Victory song, FELSON PALAD. Maybe York and Honoré, please check that out. And also Miriam, Pain is a Victory song. Please. And then let me know what you think about it. It's in Spotify. However, thank you very much for giving me the opportunity to sing last Saturday. And I also have a concert actually for October, two of them. And it's going to happen in both. Yes.
That one.
That one. It's not my picture though. Okay, I do have a concert with More You Productions, and one is with Ice, also known as Isa Sigera, on October 10th. Yes, and the other one is with Jaira Lim. So if you wanna come in my concert, I'll be doing front acts for these both excellent musicians, and I invite you to be encouraged and be inspired with beautiful music, Filipino music.
So Felson,
Mhm.
when you were young, like, did you ever think you will be a singer? Since you were saying like what you were doing was so far from what you're doing now. You're a pre-med student. You were a
I was,
biology
yeah.
teacher. Did you ever think you were going to be a singer? Like when you were young, were you aspiring to be a singer?
I should say I was prepared, unknowingly prepared, by my mom, who can't even carry a note. I'll tell you a very, very quick story. So when I was grade 3, my mom would always ask me to sing in front of her friends, and she would say, "Hey, is there like a singing contest in your school?" And apparently, that time when she asked, there was, and I auditioned, and my music teacher said, "You can't even carry a note, so stop singing." I was that, I was that discouraged by my sister, and my mom, as positive and as how as loving she is, she said, from now on, you're not gonna listen to your music teacher. You're gonna listen to me. So the next day, my mom, I think, started to like find singing contest in the Philippines. You know how it's a thing there, and
Mm-hmm.
she said, um, "We're gonna join, but because we don't have the money to like to go for you to go to music school, I want you to join but not win." I said, "Why?" Kasi kapag nanalo ka, if you win, you get the 1,500 pesos, you're not able to get in again the next week. I want you to observe the singers, and then we get the consolation prize, and then we get to go on and on and on and on. And so that was my uh yun yung music lesson ko. I was always on
Mm-hmm.
stage, and my mom would always push me to go to the singing contest every time and everywhere. So I
That is
developed
so
the confidence.
awesome. And so, Miriam, I know like you come from a big family of sisters, and were you guys always encouraged by your mom as well?
To sing?
Yes.
Yeah, I'm only the one in my family that could like kind of sing out of my siblings, but I really get my voice from my uncle and my mom because of course we would always do the karaoke and they would tell me, they would encourage me, you really have a voice. You should go somewhere with that. So that's kind of where the music and the passion came from because, you know, the Pinoy, we're so proud of music and singing and we put our heart into that. So that's where I got my love for singing and really was like gonna go for it.
Mm-hmm. And Noah, I mean, we all like Honoré, Noah, and I all know Noah's story, but let's hear it from Noah because most people don't know about his story, about how he started. And I'm sure Noah has a lot of tips for everybody because it worked for him. Right, Noah?
Yes, I think so. I'd like to think it's working. But for me, yeah, I think it was the complete opposite. No, I was the black sheep of my family. My family's all professionals. At that time, you know, but that also comes from, you know, my parents, you know, coming from poverty in the Philippines, whether it be dropping out of school in 6th grade to sell rice or spending time in an orphanage. So when they come to America, it's more like be American, be a professional. So I had a, you know, big identity crisis growing up. Grew up in Queens, New York. I actually grew up in a predominantly Latino neighborhood, so I grew up speaking Spanish. And you know, when I said, "Yo, I want to do hip hop," it's just kind of like, you know, I had like my family looks at me like, what's wrong with this kid over here?" You know, and I had my own journey. You know, I had to leave home at a young age, and I supported myself. I kind of just went for it. I worked so many jobs, whether it be being, you know, being administrative assistant, data entry, promotions, whatever it is. You know, basically me and Flav, we kind of grew up the same way in Queens, and we are like, yo, let's just rent a truck and move to California. And we rented I worked for 2 years, saved my money, and we just rented a truck, drove cross country, and we moved into a small studio apartment. We just had 2 futons, and the closet was our recording booth, and we just tried to we just said, hey, if our back's against the wall, are we going to fail? Let's see. And somehow, some way, we ended up making it. We ended up getting involved with Gawat Kalinga. We worked with, you know, doing a lot of volunteer work and started getting in touch with our roots, discovering what it means to be Pinoy, because that was something I think growing up I didn't have a grasp of. It was more just like every weekend we just eat lumpia and pancit, and that's pretty much it. And yun, then we ended up linking up with the Philippine All-Stars, and, you know, we recorded a record, and you know, songs did pretty well in the Philippines. We were able to perform on, like, you know, major networks and, you know, things like that. But at the end of it, I think for me, just speaking of my journey as an artist, a lot of it was just discovering who I am. And I think once I discovered that, it, like, you know, when I talked about purpose and passion, it gave me a deeper purpose in terms of what I do as an artist. And it's allowed me to keep going. I think at the end of the day, because I think as a musician, I mean, at the end of the day, you're true to your music. You don't do this for money. You don't do this for fame. You do it because it's something you love. And in learning to love myself and loving my roots, like, you know, like Jose Rizal said, you'll never reach your destination if you don't know where you came from. I still got to master how to say it in Tagalog kasi kailangan mag-practice ako. Pero, but anyways, you know, by discovering my roots and getting in touch with that, I think it's given me that fuel to keep going. Because if not, I think, you know, I'd probably be doing something else. But, you know, that's it.
And Honoré?
What's up, Ate? Yeah, I definitely concur with my brother right here. Just being able to sustain a career, because this is what we do. We live for music. I mean, for me personally, this is all I do. This is like, I don't have a 9 to 5. I produce, I make music, I travel. And like Noah said, like, you know, being the black sheep in the family, like, imagine me, like, I've been mixed. Like, when you're trilingual, you got black, white, and Filipino, you don't know what in the world's going on. Like, so it took me a minute to figure out my identity within music, because, you know, you have these companies and labels who want to make you what they think you are, to the point where it's like you lose who yourself. Like, you look in the mirror, like, who am I, you know? And for me, it's I mean, I'm proud to be Pinoy, I'm proud to be black, I'm proud to be white. But I'm just me. I'm Honoré, and I was able to be managed and At the Filipino thing, I was able to travel and tour over there, and I did a lot of the GMA7 shows as well, kind of like Noah, like somewhat similar, but more on the R&B side. And once I was able to see like where my mother and my grandmother came from, it was pretty dope to like, wow, this is part of my heritage, and it really opened my eyes to like, I wanted to know more about it. I don't speak a whole lot of Tagalog. Like I do have a song called Kapiling Ka. It's pretty cool, and so I'm trying my best to connect, because a lot of people just didn't think like, yo, Honoré, like it's a gimmick. Like you're not mixed with Filipino. I'm like, dude, like I eat. Well, my grandma, my Lola, she makes lumpia and pancit. They're like, what? So it wasn't a gimmick. It was like, look, I am part of you guys, whether you like it or not, but embrace it. And when I was able to do the shows and open up, and people got to know me a little bit more, they're like, wow, like this is somebody that's connected to us. So it's important to me that I continue with this. It is part of my legacy. So to be on your show, Ate, and to work with amazing film artists, especially mixed artists, that are mixed with Pinoy, it means a lot. So Miriam, you already know what's up. It means a lot to me to know like we're here. We have our adversity and have to deal with certain things. And somehow my mom and dad, they got together. I don't know what happened, but bam, nine months later, bam, Honoré came out. And I feel like my music is very important. I definitely concur with my boy. I don't know where he went, but as far as music with a purpose, it's my music is very positive. It's lit. You can play it in the club. You can do a lot of stuff, but it's always underlining love and positivity. I have total respect for women because I got 5 older sisters, and they'll be on me if I was like cursing and doing something degrading. So, I'm very proud of the music that I'm creating thus far, and I'm looking forward to more. And like wait till we drop this stuff with Noah and all the other people, and the new Honoré album coming out, Heartbeats and Heat. All this stuff it's been such a wonderful year for me professionally, and I'm just so happy to be a part of this, Ate. So thank you. We had nothing but love, y'all.
Yes, and we here at Mick Diaz Presents are always proud to be part of your journey, right? So everyone says, it's not all about, when everyone says congratulations or when you're on top, right? It's all about the journey and the support you get while you're getting up there, right? Or you're trying to get up there. So we here at Mick Diaz Presents, we're always supporting the journey because everyone's in it together and it's more fun. The more, the merrier. Right, Myla?
Right.
Check her out. She's here.
Get it, Myla.
Sorry, guys. A lot of
So we were just talking about like how everyone started. Like when you were young, did you already know that you wanted to be a singer, a musical theater actress?
Actually, no. I didn't know that that I was going to be a musical theater actress. It started with acting because my first love is acting. So I just started well, actually, okay, there is a story that when I was a little kid, like maybe 3 years old, I was still small, they would put me on the top of the table. And then I would just start to like, entertain people. And I thought that was normal. I thought everybody was like that until I get older. I was like, oh, not everybody's like that. So I started like that. And I like to entertain. I like to make people happy, with my performance and everything. And then I started acting, singing. And then later on, I put them together, singing and acting and dancing. And, I used to write too and direct and, all that stuff. So, yeah, it was like, it's a gradual thing. Yeah.
So did your parents ask you to perform at, Christmas celebrations, birthday celebrations, New Year's or whatnot?
Yeah, because there is this in the Philippines, because I grew up in the Philippines. There is this thing that aside from singing, they have like speech contest, speaking contest. I don't know if you're familiar with that, but when I was growing up, there was always like declamation contest. One in Filipino, one in English, and I would always like enter. And then so I have pieces. So when it comes to parties, my family like, Myla, come over here, perform, like that. And then also I grew up in a family where we have a business, a family business. It's called the Crescent's Brojas. I don't know if you guys know about this, but it's like we have like a factory where we have like people working for us. So for Christmas, what we do is we also have like a big family. my family is like 13 siblings alive, right? And then because my parents have like 18 pregnancies in one set of parents,
Oh
right?
my
And then
God.
so yeah, it's a lot. So what happened is like for Christmas, for fun and as a tribute to our workers, among ourselves we would divide the family into groups, and then we would perform comedy skits, and then it's like a contest, and then at the end of it there's a culmination activity, and so a group would win, and every year it's like that. So I grew up like that. It's like in our own family we have like this performance thing, but nobody in my family took it seriously to the would like to take it
Mhm.
to the professional level except me, and I'm the youngest. So
So since you grew up like that, was there ever a time when your parents said like, we want you to become a lawyer, a doctor, a nurse, an engineer, or whatnot? Like, did they ever think that you were gonna become like a musical theater actress?
up to now they're still like, what are you trying to do? Like, you know I so my family is we have a lot of family of doctors. My dad is a judge, my brother is a doctor, a prominent doctor in the Philippines, and they're saying, what do you want to do in life? Like, I wanted to do this, like, they thought because I speak, I present good, I speak good, whatever, I was gonna go after my dad, who's like a judge, and it never happened. I thought so too. I was gonna go to law school, but as I discern it, and it's not the path that I was gonna go to. So I just started realizing, and I still have to convince my family about this at this
Mm-hmm.
age, that this is what I want to do.
At this day and age, right?
Yeah.
And so going back to Noah, like, you were saying like, everyone's a professional and you're the only one who took that path to hip hop. So what were their aspirations or dreams for you?
Well, just to bring it back, on a side note, like every weekend there would be a family party, and my uncles would DJ. Some of them were dance instructors, and some of them. But this would all be on the side. It wasn't like this is what we. This is our career. It's more like this is what we love. But I think that kind of influenced me as well too. But yeah, of course, when I said I want to do hip hop, I mean, especially you got to think late '90s, early 2000, gangster rap is predominant. They're gonna look at it like hip hop. What are you doing? Like you're getting in with the wrong people. Like or especially during those times. So there was a lot of resistance, and me too. I was very rebellious. So I'll just be like, I'm gonna do what I want anyway. I'm already working, I'm making my own money, so whatever you guys are gonna tell me, whatever. Um and there was a lot of dissonance in my family during that time, but it was only when like I mentioned, when I went to LA, and then when I went to the Philippines and they saw what I was doing, they saw, oh, he's on TV now, or he's doing shows. Then it was kind of like, oh, he did know what he was doing. you know and the thing about that too, because I'm also a father, so I have a daughter, and they're like, how are you going to support your daughter? How are you going to do all these things? And I was just like, I'll figure it out. They're like, oh, but some of my uncles, they pull me aside, talk to them, say, hey, I know you're a fighter, I know you're a survivor, I know you're going to make it, whatever you do, just do your best. So I think once they saw I was fully committed and I was willing to do whatever it takes, they kind of said, all right, let him be him. And ever since then, once they kept seeing it, it turned into something positive. Where now, I could say my mother, my father, my family, I know they express to me that they're proud of me and of the things that I've been able to do, but it didn't come easy, and it actually took. Because all right, I'll just share this. Like, I was going to college for management and musical enterprise. It was very important for my family to get a degree because within a Filipino household, that's very important. And it was actually the head of my music department that said, hey, my real name is Cedric. He said, hey, Cedric, what do you want to do with your life? I was like, I want to be an artist. He's like, well, if you want to be an artist, get out of my classroom. And I was like, what do you mean? He's like, I heard your music. You're kind of talented, but this degree is not going to do anything for you. You just got to go out in the world and make your name known. That's your resume. And I took his advice. And yeah, my family kind of went buck wild when that happened. But now they see the fruits of it, so it's all good. But it's not really about proving anybody wrong. I don't want that to be the message here. The message is just really like, don't be afraid to love what you love and to pursue your dreams. And there's gonna be times you hit rock bottom. Like I've been in places where I was rock bottom, where I was like sleeping on a mattress on the floor, not knowing what I'm gonna eat. And, just by the grace of God, having family, even just friends in the Philippines, they weren't even like family. They're just friends that believed in me, that fed me and took me in, So I think if you really want something, you got to stick to it, and you'll find a way. And it was at that moment when I thought of really quitting, when I was like, I'm just going to give up. That was when everything changed. So I think, life is crazy. Do what you love and love what you do, and don't be afraid, to love it, and keep the faith, because,
Yes, and I know each of us goes through that, right? I mean, we go through a lot of ups and downs, and it seems like Honoré, also known as Honoré, has had a different path because he's named himself Honoré. Has it always been easy for you?
No, not at all. It's never easy. It's never easy for Honoré, but
notice how I segued into that.
I love it. It's I concur with my brother Noah. Just one of those things. You got to live your truth. Music is very powerful, and you can have a voice in it. And I strongly believe in my brand to have a message. It's like, what are you bringing it? You just bringing trash music, or what are you talking about? Of course we like to party, and us Pinoys and Black people, we like to get down every weekend. There's always been a party at my crib, at my parents' house, and the cousins come over. And I think when finding out that, I could do something in this music business, I just wasn't sure yet, because contrary to everything, was a really shy kid, very awkward, didn't know what to do and where to fit in, and it's like there's lumpia here, and then there's chicken on this side, and then there's some weird white people music. This is weird. So it was very challenging. So it was never easy for Honoré, but I felt with just gaining the courage to just like be yourself. You can never be like these top artists out today. Like I'm never gonna be so and so, but I can be me, and I can continue to work on improving who I am as an artist. So when people ask me, what is your music about? What do you stand for? What do you believe? I can answer it just like that because I feel it. I live it every day. And, it's an ongoing process for self improvement, mental health, physical health, trying to do the right thing and treating people right. It's really important. So it's never been easy, but it's okay. It's like, bring it, like you keep telling me no, I'm gonna find a way to get up in there and do what I need to do, because life without adversity is no life. It's like just seeing how, like my brother Noah, like sleeping on the couch and hanging out with family and stuff. Like I've never had that situation, but I've had to feel like my own people, like I'm never good enough. Like I'm never gonna be like, well, you don't speak the dialect, I'm like, well, I get it, but I wasn't raised that way, and then on this side. So it was just like, let me just be me and focus on that. And I'm very proud that I can just be here in this moment to say, look, still made it, working on great music, hanging out with amazing, wonderful people, and that means a lot to me. So,
yeah. And so I have a little story about Honoré, and so it's a testament to the kind of work and the kind of music that Honoré puts out. Because I was talking to one of the longtime Philam producers a couple of weeks ago. And I was like, hey, we're going to have a first anniversary party. It's going to be at Noy Pits. And we have Honoré is going to be there. He's like, oh, wow, I know Honoré. I met him a long time ago when he was a little kid, and your performance actually stood out, that he remembered you like 30 years later, and so that's a testament to the kind of work, kind of talent that you have. Kid, that was like Kid Honoré, right?
Yeah,
that was Kid Honoré.
On the honor roll.
Now you're not, honor roll. But Kuya Ed is always honor B. Honor B.
Honor B.
Right? And so, So Myla, what kind of projects are you working on right now? Like in terms
Actually,
of your music
um,
and your artistry.
actually, I'm about to. There is an audition invite for me that is for a short film by some award-winning company that they wanted me to go to New York. So actually, I was supposed to submit last week, but we had a show, so they extended it for me. So I might, do that short film. So because I'm trying to do because right now I'm still like preparing for musical theater. Musical theater is hard work. You actually like just practice every day, 2 hours a day, and then you got to perform and all that stuff. It's a lot of work, and especially during pandemic there's a lot of like chaotic things happen. There's not a lot of performance experiences. So but I love both. I love musical theater, and I would love to be in films. So right now, I don't have much time to actually audition for films right now. But I'm gonna open up again because my day job. I have to take care of my day job, and then I'm gonna go back to auditioning for performances for maybe short films, TV, all that stuff, commercial stuff like that. So because I'm also a SAG-AFTRA, so I'm a member, union member. It's just it's a blessing because with my schedule, I only have very little to spare for this, but at least when I go out there, I get something. I go out there, I get something. So, and I also just like every day, I ask the Lord, do you want me to do this? It's really a message from up above. If you want me to stop, then let me stop and let me just be. I just want to be an accountant. Just let me. But it doesn't happen like that. Like things come up, and oh, actually I just performed in a casino too. In Palm Springs, and it was a one woman show. So I actually was there for 2 hours, 2 hours, and yeah, I did good. Yeah, people loved it, and I'm happy about that. So and I think there will be more coming. The one who actually hired me for that, he said, especially for the coming holidays, because the singing for my type of singing, there would be like holiday opportunities and stuff, which is coming. So I'm trying to prepare for that, at the same time trying to audition, and there's a lot of opportunities, but the only thing is I have to actually, because I work full time, I have to really like divide my time wisely.
Mm-hmm. So Miriam, what can we expect? Like, I know you have a bunch of singles out, and are you coming up with a single with Nazareth? Because everyone loved you guys last Saturday.
Yes.
People are asking about you and about Nazareth.
Oh, I love to hear that. We've made songs together before, just never really put it out. But I think we should really focus on putting out a single with us together, because yeah, like you said, a lot of people like our voices together. They always think we're like a duo, or like we're not, but we can make music together. So that would definitely be in the works. But right now I've only just been, because I just released that song that I performed, Feeling You. I just released that, and then I got some offers to do like music videos for some of my songs. So it's choosing which songs that I want to do. And then I got offered to have my music submitted in a movie that my friend is doing as well. So you can expect some of my tracks to be on, a movie like that. It's going to be it's kind of like a thriller, like comedy type of movie. So I'm really excited for that.
Wow.
Thank you. And yeah, so that's basically it. And then, I still do like the modeling on the side. I do acting as well. So yeah, I'm kind of just trying to dibble and dabble in everything, hoping that somebody will recognize me and put me on a really big platform. So I'm just trying to really go all in with that kind of stuff.
That is so awesome. And hopefully Mick Diaz Presents is, helping you get out there,
Yeah.
right? More people are
Absolutely.
starting to find out about you. And, a lot of people came up to me and like, oh my gosh, like we have like this much Phil-Am artists out here. And I'm like, yeah, you know, like we have Filipino magicians and comedians, R&B
Yes.
artists, like everything,
Yeah.
right? I mean,
Yes.
and Noah and Honoré, I want to hear more about your story about like this new collaboration because I'm really, really excited. So anything that's happening, I mean, you guys performed it for the very first time around the world last Saturday on our show. That is so awesome, isn't it?
Yeah. Yes, yes, yes. No, I love the song. Actually, we're gonna be shooting next Thursday at 4D Fun, which is a volumetric capturing company. So we're gonna be actually be on that. We're gonna be using that for a music video and also minting an NFT. We got to talk about that too, Honoré as well. That for that. And just really excited for the song. And actually, me and Honoré got we spoke already. We got to have like a little meeting in terms of our marketing and even beyond that. But yeah, just excited to make music. I mean, like I agree with Honoré. I mean, everyone here. I mean, this is what we love. This is what we do. And and being an artist is a juggling act. We do a lot of different things. Like I've been doing some songwriting. I'm working on a movie script. I also do hosting. So I think coming up end of October I'll be in Abu Dhabi. So I host for international 3x3 basketball tournaments. So that's kind of another thing. But I mean, as artists, a lot of times you just gotta say yes and you just figure it out from there. Yun lang.
Yeah.
That's right. Say yes.
That's what's up. Yeah. So we're excited. Tons of music for Honoré. We've been very successful with my lead single Heartbeats and Heat. You got to check it out. It's amazing. The video. What a great way to start the year off. I'm definitely involved in multiple projects. It's been so busy this year, but in the best of ways. We got this new single called Boombox Boogie that I collaborate with DJ Pasha and Damian James, and my boy Noah was in the video too. I'm telling you, like me and Noah,
my gosh,
yes. We're gonna be the new Filipino Batman and Robin. So
I wonder who's who.
It's okay. I'll be rapping, not Robin rapping.
We got that in the works. The Boombox Boogie. New single cassette, we're working on that. Got another collaboration with Soul Tree. I got my album Heartbeats and Heat going to be dropping as well. And I'm also involved in this horror movie project. I'm starring in it. I'm writing all the music in it. And my boy Noah, he doesn't even know it, but he's in it. He's already in it, So he's
yes. I'm
what
am I what is it? The capre? The capre.
So I'm working on that. So many wonderful things. It's been such a great, prosperous year. It's not even over yet. Just be ready for the Pinoy community, or just the world. It's just everything. For the God has truly blessed me to get to this point where I'm able to give back and to produce and utilize these tools and these, the voice and everything to put in the work. And then we're also going to end the year off with Spread Christmas Cheer, which is a song that I released with some friends of mine, and we raised money for the Children's Hospital. So we're going to do that again this year. Mick, I'll tell you, Mick, we're co-producing this show coming up for the holiday show. So there's a lot of great things that we are going to continue to put in the work, do great things for the world, and just have fun with it.
Yes, and so anything you guys do, like Mick Diaz Presents is going to support you, and to let me know like how I can be part of it. Yes, and I am just so honored and I mean like and proud that all of you are here. So in anything that you do, like what's your most favorite? Like, I know you guys, all of you wear a lot of hats, like being, the artists that you are, you always have to like keep on pushing and you're doing a multiple number of things. So what's your most favorite? Like, let's start with Noah.
The act of creation. I guess creating music. I was kind of like on it, like I was very awkward growing up. I actually always get really nervous before performing or before like doing, being in front of like crowds or whatever. But it's just something I had to learn to do. But yeah, like just being in the studio, you know, writing lyrics, creating, that's like the funnest part, I think, of it all.
And Honoré?
Yeah, the creating, and being able to see the thought of something from your heart and mind to come to fruition, and to get the feel of the fans, it's undescribable. If you've never felt it, oh my god, it's amazing. And then even further, to be able to do good with that, it's not so much creating a dope song, putting it out there and getting paid, being able to utilize that for the good, for the world. And people come up and say, you know what, I really appreciated your song because it got me, I was in a dark place, or it helped me get to a better situation. That's what I'm talking about. For me, that's everything. And like I said, when we're able to utilize our talents to do good for our communities, for me, it's everything. That's what I stand for. And continue, do something good for the world.
Myla?
By the way, do any of you know Rick Icard? Rick Icard, is he the
Yes.
one? Yes. So actually, in terms of collaboration, I just wanted to add today he reached out. We kind of like got connected, and next week we're talking about the collaboration. So, that is for the show. So yeah, hopefully, we're gonna meet next week, something like that. And then, so okay, in terms of what my favorite is, I love creating too, but the most favorite thing that I do have is always to create a moment on stage. Like I love to connect to the audience, and then if there's a moment there that I would from years from now I would remember that moment, whether it's a singing moment or whether it's an acting moment, but something there that would always make me feel like I want to do that again, because it makes me feel like I've used all of my talents to reach there, and it's like a culmination of all my talents, and which is to entertain and make people happy. So that's my favorite thing. When I create a moment, it's unforgettable for me, and I always remember that. Yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I would always, that's my favorite. I would always remember the moments. Yeah.
Miriam?
For me, it would probably just have to be like being just like an artist in general, just because I love everything that entails with becoming like an artist. So I love the creating, like everybody else said, but I also love like doing the music videos. I love doing photo shoots for my music. I love getting connected with my friends who are my fans now, and just having that support and being like a face, and like Honoré said, just being able to use this platform as a positive aspect for a lot of people, because not a lot of people believe in themselves or believe in their dreams, so to be a big say in that and inspire people, I think is my favorite part. So that's why I love just being an artist in general.
And Kuya Ed, what's your favorite part of what we do? I'm going to turn it on you.
How come I'm always on the spot? On the spot, blind spot. It's like a blind spot. Boom. Well, that's my favorite part, like, boom, blind spot. What's the best part? I don't know. I just want, if I see people smiling and laughing, that's it. That's my best part, right?
Yes.
Right?
Yes.
If I see people laugh, especially to my face, I'm good with that, right? I made them happy.
Yes.
And for me, it's about discovering, like exploring and discovering, and like I love listening to like different kinds of music. And so like 2 weeks ago we had a dancers panel, so we had 5 dancers from different disciplines of dance from our Philam community, and the following week we had jazz like lead singers, and one of them was a jazz singer, and I listened to his tracks because I know I listen to every single person's tracks, like people who guested on our shows. I've listened to everyone's music, and I listened to this one song. It's called Himig Natin, and it's actually a jazz version that he wrote of this classic rock song that came out in the early 70s. It was by the Juan de la Cruz band, and that song kind of was the beginning of what defined OPM, like what we now know as original Filipino music. That was like the beginning of it. And it's like this classic rock hit in the Philippines. And and I told I told one of the dancers, because I had this idea of like a collaboration between dancers and musicians, like musicians from who have guested on our shows, and the dancers, and them dancing to the music of our artists. And so it goes beyond the interview panels, it goes beyond the virtual concerts. And one of the dancers was like, I can totally imagine myself choreographing to this song. And I'm like, hey, you know what? I can totally imagine it being danced on stage, and so that's what I love about what we do. It goes beyond, like it goes beyond StreamYard. It goes beyond the interview panel, beyond, the virtual concerts that we do here in the show. And that's such a beautiful thing, because we're affecting everyone else in the community, right? Because of what we do and the ways in which we engage in art. So my last question is, what's your favorite Filipino food? Right?
Top 5.
You don't have to answer, Honoré.
Top 5. Top 5.
Yeah.
Top 5.
Give me your top 5.
Myla.
Okay.
Oh, me? Oh. Me? Okay. Pansit palabok.
You're too slow.
No, too
That's
slow.
it. Time's up.
Come on, that should be fast.
Miriam.
Palabok,
Oh,
pali-
fast. Oh my God. Tocino.
Wow.
Yeah, tocino. Oh, what else? Oh my
What's
God.
up there?
Kare-kare.
Uh-huh.
Sinigang.
Yes.
Sinigang.
Adobo.
Oh my God. Miriam, let's go.
My mom's
Mine
made
would
is
be-
super.
Oh yes, mine would be okay. So adobo, sinigang, palabok, kare-kare, and lumpia.
That's like the reverse of what Myla
I
said.
know, right? Yeah, it's reverse for us.
How about Noah?
Tinola,
Oh, I
um,
forgot
ba-
that.
bango sisig,
Uy.
lumpia toge, ano pa, sizzling tofu counts. Some axes, my sizzling tofu.
Yeah.
And tapos, what is that? Andox chicken.
Wow.
Or chicken inasal.
Noah's kind of like second level, right? Like level 2 of
Inasal.
kind of fusiony.
All the
And
way from the
Honoré,
Visayan
anything?
region.
Let's see
Anything?
here. Wow, this is a tough one. My Lola would try to make me eat Filipino food, and I just did not eat it. I'm sorry. She was like, "You're not leaving the table," and I was there for hours. Y'all trying to put it in napkins to throw it away, and so she would go straight to the trash
Oh
can.
my God.
Yeah, I was a pretty odd child, but I would say balut for sure.
Balot.
Wow.
Hardcore.
Really?
Okay. I've only eaten
That's
balot
like-
once in
that's
my
like
life.
Level 10, dude. That's
I
like
know.
level 10 of
When I went to the Philippines, I'm like, "What is balut?" They're like, "Yeah," and I was like, "Whoa!" Like, and that's so anti-vegan. So I'm sure there's the vegan adobo and a vegan pancet. So
Kangkong.
Oh yeah,
Kangkong.
like the veggie, yeah.
Kangkong.
Kangkong.
Bicol Express.
Talong.
Ano ba?
Talong. Adobong talong.
Yeah, there you go. So
Or
that would
tortang
be my
talong.
favorite.
Tortang talong.
Yeah,
Or
tortang
tortang
talong.
Adobong talong.
Either that
Tortang talong burger.
That's right. Or peanut butter and jelly sandwich adobo style. That's what I
Yeah.
would do. So,
How about you, Kuya Ed?
No,
What's your favorite?
Ate Mick first.
My favorites, the quintessential ubiquitous adobo.
Oh,
Yeah.
adobo.
I change it up a bit. Like I like kare-kare also because of the what they call the tualia, the tripe.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
That's one.
Yeah. And yeah.
What
Kuya
about
Ed?
ube?
Like almost everybody's the same, Like let's
Of
change the
course.
adobo. Of course, kare-kare should be the number one.
Ay.
Kare-kare, the palabok,
Uh-huh.
you know, the lumpia, the pork sinigang, right? What should be the number 5? Uh,
Lechon.
I was
I'm done
thinking
with
that.
lechon. I was sweet style Filipino spaghetti.
Oh,
With the hot dog. My hot dog
Masarap.
yan.
See?
My hot dog.
Jollibee.
Yeah, Jollibee style.
Oh,
Ay.
I have a
Hot
tray
dog
of
and
that
cheese.
outside.
See, ako lang nag-spaghetti.
Wow.
Ube. Anything ube.
Dessert.
Yes, baby.
Let's
And
ube
if-
ice cream.
So your last words for our audience tonight. Anybody? Honoré.
Just love. Love yourself. Love yourself first. Know who you are, and then give it back without expecting anything in return. Just be nice. Smile. Do the stuff that's for free.
Yes.
Ting.
Noah, you look like you're ready to answer.
Yeah, mahal ko kayo. Yeah, y'all just do what you love and don't be afraid to love what you love and bring people together. That's what it's all about, bringing people together.
Mm-hmm.
Look at Kuya.
Myla?
Okay, for me is focus on yourself, grow through your full potential, and use that to serve God and help others, which is actually on my Facebook. So yeah.
Amen.
Amen.
Miriam?
Mine would be just believe in yourself, believe in what you do, believe in whatever faith you have, just all in all believe. So
Yeah.
Kuya Ed?
Okay. Philippians 4:13, my favorite. You can do all things through him, through Christ, which gives us the strength. Amen.
Yeah.
Amen.
amen.
Ate Mick,
Shine bright like the star that you are, right, Noah?
Yes. Shine bright like the star that you are.
Yeah, and so I wanted to personally thank Noah for creating our intro and outro song.
Hey, hey,
Thank you so
hey.
much.
Wow.
Thank you so much. Yes.
Oh, you're welcome. Thank you
And
too.
now we won't get canceled out in YouTube and Facebook because we have an original song.
That's right. It's about those original, right?
There you go.
Yeah, there you go. Right? Yeah, so everybody, if you heard it, that's Noah himself.
Yoy.
And
Noah.
Flavomatics. Yeah,
my
there you
bro.
go.
Shout out to
Yeah.
Flavomatics.
You know
Yeah,
what?
shout out to Flavomatics. We miss you in Toronto. And so thank you so much, everybody, for watching. And just a reminder, we still have our jam sessions, our new series of jam sessions, and we have Honoré and Noah and Sultry coming up. So we've shown you Garth Garcia and Shekinah's, and then we also have the very special Who Are You episode where we get to know all of our artists who are in the jam sessions. So that's coming up really soon. So thank you so much, everybody, and have a great rest of your Thursday. And we'll see you tomorrow at 8 o'clock, jam sessions.
Peace.
Yes. Good night, everyone.
Bye.
Peace out.
Thank you, Ate Mick.
Thank you, Ate Mick.
Bye.
Thank you, Queen.